What if beneath the endless white deserts of Antarctica, a place we think we know so well, there were entire worlds that time has deliberately hidden from us? Worlds that predate humanity's written records, worlds that challenge everything we believe about history, and worlds that governments and scientists may already know about but refuse to share. This is not a tale of fantasy. This is a journey into the most mysterious and isolated place on Earth. Antarctica is often dismissed as nothing more than an inhospitable wasteland, a frozen continent, battered by violent winds and temperatures that can plunge far below -100 degrees Fahrenheit. But this icy shell hides something far greater. Beneath the thick ice, which in some places is nearly 3 miles deep, there are secrets locked away that the modern world has barely begun to uncover. Scientists drilling through the ice have already made shocking discoveries. They have found entire lakes sealed off from the surface for millions of years, untouched by the outside world. These lakes are warm, teeming with microbial life, and possibly hold clues to organisms that evolved in total isolation. Imagine what could exist down there, species of plants and creatures that humanity has never laid eyes upon. To explore these alien-like habitats is like stepping back into prehistory. Yet the fascination with Antarctica is not limited to biology. Geological studies suggest that beneath the ice sheet lies a continent filled with mountain ranges, valleys, and river systems, frozen in time. Some even believe that ancient civilizations might have once flourished there, back when Antarctica was not the icy wasteland we see today, but a lush, green landmass closer to the equator. Ancient maps, such as the Peary Race map of 1513, appear to depict Antarctica free of ice, raising a troubling question. How could cartographers centuries ago chart a landmass that has been frozen for millennia? This is where speculation deepens into something more tantalizing, even unnerving. If Antarctica was once habitable, could human or even pre-human civilizations have lived there? Could remnants of their existence still be preserved, waiting under the ice for us to rediscover? Some researchers argue that evidence of ancient structures may be hidden beneath the glaciers. Gigantic anomalies spotted through satellite imagery have sparked heated debates. Are these natural formations, or something far more deliberate? And then there are the whispers of what governments are hiding. Antarctica is the only continent where no one country holds dominion. Instead, it is governed by the Antarctic Treaty, an international agreement signed in 1959. On the surface, this treaty ensures scientific cooperation and the prohibition of military activity. But skeptics wonder if it is also a convenient cover-up, a way to prevent ordinary people from discovering what truly lies beneath. Why else would one of the most desolate places on Earth require such strict political control? Adding to this mystery are accounts from explorers and military expeditions. One of the most famous stories comes from Admiral Richard E. Byrd, a decorated U.S. naval officer who led several expeditions to Antarctica in the mid-20th century. Byrd reported encountering vast land beyond the South Pole, an area not marked on any maps. His claims have since fueled conspiracy theories of hidden civilizations, secret bases, and even contact with entities not of this Earth. While mainstream historians dismiss these stories as exaggerations or misinterpretations, they continue to captivate those who believe Antarctica hides more than we are told. But let us ground ourselves in what we do know. Beneath the Antarctic ice sheet lies Lake Vostok, one of the largest subglacial lakes in the world. For millions of years, it has remained sealed under nearly 2.5 miles of ice, untouched by sunlight. Scientists who dared to drill into its depths discovered microbial life forms that had adapted to extreme conditions. If such life can thrive in total darkness and isolation here on Earth, what does that suggest about the potential for life in other frozen worlds? Like Jupiter's moon, Europa, or Saturn's moon, Enceladus, Antarctica is not just Earth's final frontier. It is a key to unlocking the mysteries of the cosmos. And yet, these discoveries barely scratch the surface. Radar imaging reveals that beneath the ice sheet, there are buried mountain ranges, some as tall as the Alps, alongside massive rift valleys and networks of subglacial rivers. These hidden landscapes are larger than many countries, untouched by human hands, and shielded from erosion and time. Imagine valleys where ancient forests might still lie, preserved in frozen soil, or evidence of ecosystems long vanished from the Earth's surface. The sheer scale of what lies beneath is staggering. Antarctica contains about 70% of the world's fresh water, locked away in ice. If all of it were to melt, global sea levels would rise by more than 200 feet, swallowing coastlines and rewriting human civilization's future. But hidden within that same ice could be fossils, remains, or even ruins that tell stories of worlds long erased from our memory. This is where the line between science and speculation begins to blur. Some alternative historians suggest that Antarctica could be the fabled Atlantis, a lost civilization swallowed not by the ocean, but by ice. While mainstream archaeology remains skeptical of such claims, the theory captures our imagination, because it explains what so many find difficult to ignore: the feeling that Antarctica is hiding something extraordinary, something deliberately concealed. What is it about this frozen continent that continues to captivate us? Why does the idea of hidden worlds beneath the ice resonate so deeply? Perhaps it is because Antarctica remains the last true frontier on Earth, a place where even in the 21st century, mysteries persist that science has not fully answered. And perhaps it is because, deep down, we sense that history is more complicated than the neat timelines we are taught in classrooms. As we journey deeper into this exploration, we will peel back the layers of ice and myth. We will look at the strangest discoveries scientists have made, the most controversial theories about ancient civilizations, and the chilling accounts of secrecy and cover-ups. What lies beneath Antarctica ice may not just rewrite history, it may challenge everything we think we know about humanity's place on this planet. And this is only the beginning. To understand why Antarctica has fascinated scientists, explorers, and even conspiracy theorists for centuries, we must go back to a time long before the continent was a barren wasteland of ice. Millions of years ago, Antarctica was not the frozen desert we see today. Fossil evidence and geological studies reveal that it was once covered in dense forests, teeming with life. Rivers flowed, animals roamed, and the land was green and vibrant. Around 90 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, Antarctica was part of a supercontinent called Gondwana. At that time, lush rainforests stretched across what is now the South Pole. Fossilized remains of ferns, trees, and even dinosaurs have been discovered beneath the ice, proving that this land was once far from desolate. Imagine towering conifers, vast wetlands, and prehistoric creatures thriving in a place we now associate with endless ice storms. But as Earth's climate shifted and the continents drifted, Antarctica migrated toward the South Pole. Over millions of years, glaciers crept across the land, locking it in a shell of ice. Civilization arose elsewhere on the planet, and Antarctica became unreachable, forgotten, and seemingly irrelevant. And yet, the memory of a southern continent persisted in the myths and legends of ancient cultures. Some Greek philosophers speculated about a massive southern landmass. They called Terra Australis Incognita the unknown southern land. How could they have imagined such a place centuries before it was officially discovered? Fast forward to the early 16th century, when explorers began charting new maps of the world. The Piri race map of 1513, drawn by an Ottoman admiral, stunned researchers when it appeared to depict parts of Antarctica not covered in ice. How could a cartographer from 500 years ago have mapped details that, according to mainstream science, were unknown until modern satellite imagery? Some argue that the map proves ancient civilizations had advanced knowledge of geography, seafaring, and perhaps even aerial perspectives. Others dismiss it as coincidence, suggesting that what looks like Antarctica may simply be a distorted drawing of South America. Yet the debate remains unresolved, adding another layer of mystery to the icy continent. But the intrigue does not stop with old maps. During the 20th century, Antarctica became the stage for some of the most puzzling expeditions in history. Admiral Richard Byrd's Operation Highjump in 1946 was officially a military training exercise, but the scale of the mission raised eyebrows. More than 4,000 men, 13 ships, and dozens of aircraft were deployed to the frozen continent. Why such a massive show of force in a place supposedly devoid of strategic value? Byrd himself later spoke of vast land beyond the pole, rich in resources, and described phenomena that defied explanation. His words sparked endless speculation. Were there hidden regions of Antarctica, uncharted and untouched, holding secrets we cannot yet comprehend? Adding fuel to these theories are satellite images that seem to show strange anomalies beneath the ice. In some cases, geometric shapes resembling pyramids have been spotted so precise that they appear almost artificial. While most scientists explain these formations as natural mountains sculpted by glaciers, the resemblance to man-made structures has led many to wonder whether an ancient civilization once thrived in Antarctica, leaving behind monuments now buried in ice. Then there are the rumors of secret bases. During World War II, Nazi Germany conducted expeditions to Antarctica, claiming a region they called Neusch. While officially, these missions focused on whaling and exploration, conspiracy theories suggest a darker purpose: the establishment of hidden military bases. Some even believe advanced technology, perhaps even of otherworldly origin, was hidden beneath the ice, protected and studied far from prying eyes. The Antarctic Treaty, signed not long after, has only deepened suspicions. Why is one of the most desolate regions on Earth so strictly regulated, with international cooperation ensuring that no single nation has full access? What could be so important to keep secret? But perhaps the most tangible discoveries come not from speculation, but from scientific exploration. Beneath the Antarctic ice, researchers have found hundreds of subglacial lakes sealed away for millions of years. Lake Vostok, the largest, lies beneath nearly 2.5 miles of ice and stretches over 200 miles in length. When scientists finally drilled into it, they found microbial life forms that had survived in complete isolation. These organisms adapted to total darkness, crushing pressures, and freezing temperatures, conditions that mimic environments on distant moons and planets. The discovery proved that life can exist in places once thought impossible. Even more astonishing are recent studies suggesting that entire ecosystems may be trapped beneath the ice. Warm currents flow through certain areas, creating pockets where life could thrive. Radar scans show forests preserved in permafrost, perhaps still containing DNA that could reshape our understanding of evolution. Imagine discovering an untouched ecosystem from a time before humans ever walked the Earth. These hidden worlds are not science fiction. They are waiting beneath Antarctica's frozen veil. The mysteries extend beyond biology and geology. Some researchers argue that there may be ancient human activity preserved under the ice. Stone-like structures and strange formations captured in photographs have been interpreted by some as remnants of cities, temples, or fortresses. While mainstream science rejects these interpretations as pareidolia, the tendency to see patterns where none exist, the allure of such possibilities continues to draw the imagination of millions. And what about the sudden restrictions placed on certain areas of Antarctica? Not all regions are open to exploration. Military patrols, restricted zones, and classified research projects suggest that there are places where outsiders are simply not allowed to go. Officially, these restrictions are for environmental preservation and safety. But could there be more beneath the surface? Could governments be keeping ancient discoveries or even advanced technology hidden from the public? Every mystery uncovered in Antarctica seems to lead to more questions than answers. It is a place where science, history, and speculation collide, creating a fog as dense as the storms that batter its icy plains. One thing is certain: Antarctica is not an empty, lifeless wasteland. It is a continent filled with secrets, preserved beneath the most unforgiving ice on Earth. And the deeper we dig, the closer we come to revelations that could rewrite human history. But what happens if those secrets are too dangerous to reveal? To grasp the full weight of Antarctica's mysteries, we must examine not only what lies beneath its ice, but also the stories told by those who have dared to explore it. Explorers, scientists, and even whistleblowers have shared accounts that, if true, suggest Antarctica is far more extraordinary than we are led to believe. Consider the strange magnetic anomalies recorded in certain regions. Satellite data has revealed massive areas where the Earth's magnetic field seems distorted, as though something dense and unusual lies buried deep beneath the ice. In one case, researchers identified an anomaly measuring hundreds of miles across, which some have speculated could be the remains of a colossal impact crater. If so, this would not only explain strange magnetic readings, but also point to one of the largest asteroid impacts in Earth's history, an event that might have triggered mass extinctions and shaped the course of evolution. But other interpretations push the boundary of possibility even further. Alternative researchers argue that such anomalies could signal vast underground structures, possibly artificial. Could it be that long before recorded history, an advanced civilization left its mark on Antarctica, only to be swallowed by ice and time? If so, this frozen continent may not just hold fossils of prehistoric forests, but also the ruins of human or non-human achievements. Adding to the puzzle are accounts from people who claim to have seen evidence firsthand. Over the years, stories have emerged from military personnel, pilots, and contractors who visited Antarctica under official missions. Some allege they witnessed openings in the ice leading to cavernous spaces, vast enough to conceal entire cities. Others describe strange lights or craft appearing and disappearing over the icy horizon. While these accounts remain unverified, their consistency has fueled speculation about secret activity hidden from the public eye. One particularly persistent legend is that of underground tunnels stretching beneath the continent. According to these stories, natural geothermal heat and volcanic activity may have carved out massive caverns below the ice. But what if these tunnels were expanded or even constructed by intelligent beings? The idea of subterranean bases has been dismissed by most scientists. Yet evidence of volcanic activity beneath the ice is undeniable. There are over 100 dormant or active volcanoes in Antarctica, some still producing enough heat to keep large regions of the subglacial landscape unfrozen. Could this natural warmth have provided refuge for ancient life or even for human experiments conducted in secret? The sense that something is being hidden intensifies when we consider the extraordinary restrictions surrounding the continent. The Antarctic Treaty may present itself as a noble effort to protect the environment and promote scientific cooperation, but in practice, it tightly controls access. Tourists may visit only a handful of designated areas, and even scientists face strict limitations. Entire regions are off-limits, guarded under the guise of safety. Yet these no-go zones raise an unsettling question. What is so important down there that we cannot see it? The fascination deepens when we connect Antarctica to ancient myths and global legends. Cultures across the world tell stories of a great flood, of civilizations destroyed and buried beneath water or ice. The idea of a lost world beneath Antarctica echoes the story of Atlantis, a highly advanced society, wiped from history and hidden from view. Could Antarctica be the final resting place of such a civilization, preserved under layers of ice rather than swallowed by the ocean? Skeptics argue that such theories rely on speculation and coincidence. They remind us that humans did not evolve in Antarctica, that ice has covered the continent for millions of years, and that no hard evidence of advanced civilizations has been found. And yet, one cannot deny the power of anomalies that continue to defy explanation. Consider the pyramid-like mountains spotted in satellite photos. Their symmetry is uncanny, their angles precise, as though they were deliberately shaped. Geologists insist they are natural nunotoxmountain peaks that pierce through the ice, but others remain unconvinced. After all, nature does not often create structures that so closely resemble human architecture. We must also examine the possibility of preserved life. Beneath the vast ice sheets, radar scans have revealed landscapes that may still contain the remnants of ancient forests. In one study, scientists uncovered fossilized pollen grains, indicating that forests once flourished near the South Pole. Could more complex remains be buried deeper still? What if entire ecosystems, frozen in time, lie waiting to be uncovered? The possibility is staggering. And then there is Lake Mercer, a subglacial lake that remained untouched for over 100,000 years until scientists drilled into it in 2019. What they found shocked the scientific world. Remnants of microbial life, traces of dead animals, and even sediments carried by ancient rivers. These discoveries suggest that Antarctica's subglacial world is not as lifeless as once believed. Instead, it may be a dynamic environment with a history stretching back millions of years. If microbial life and sediments can survive, what else might be hiding below? Could the remains of lost civilizations be encased in the same frozen tombs? The evidence for secrecy also lies in the behavior of powerful nations. Why does every major government invest in Antarctic research stations, despite the continent offering no immediate economic return? Why are certain findings classified or delayed before reaching the public? And why do stories of explorers encountering forbidden zones, or being warned away from certain areas, appear again and again? The pattern suggests that something beneath the ice is too significant to reveal. We cannot ignore the allure of Antarctica as Earth's final frontier. While jungles, mountains, and oceans have been charted, this continent remains largely unexplored. 99% of its surface is covered in ice, and beneath that lies a world we have only begun to glimpse. Every core drilled, every radar scan, every expedition reveals new mysteries that challenge what we thought we knew. Perhaps the most unsettling thought is this: what if we are not the first intelligent beings to walk this Earth? What if Antarctica holds proof of civilizations long lost, civilizations erased by cataclysm and buried beneath ice to be forgotten? Discovering such evidence would not just rewrite history books, it would upend our very understanding of humanity, this place in the universe. And yet, for all our technology and curiosity, Antarctica continues to guard its secrets fiercely. The more we learn, the more questions emerge. What is down there? Fossils of prehistoric jungles, hidden lakes filled with alien-like life, the ruins of forgotten civilizations, or something beyond our comprehension entirely? The lost worlds of Antarctica beckon us. But they also warn us. Some secrets may not want to be uncovered. Imagine peeling back 3 miles of solid ice to reveal a hidden world untouched for millions of years. What would we find? Fossilized jungles frozen in time, vast cavern systems warmed by geothermal heat, or perhaps the remnants of civilizations erased from history and deliberately hidden away. These are the questions that make Antarctica one of the most mysterious frontiers on Earth. One of the most compelling aspects of Antarctica's mystery lies in its lakes and waterways. Scientists have confirmed the existence of over 400 subglacial lakes beneath the ice sheet, connected by sprawling rivers and channels that stretch for thousands of miles. Some of these lakes have been sealed off from the atmosphere for millions of years, creating conditions entirely unlike anywhere else on the planet. Lake Wilkes, for instance, revealed thriving microbial life when sampled, proving that ecosystems can exist in extreme isolation. But if microbial life can thrive, is it really so impossible to imagine more complex organisms surviving in these hidden worlds? What fascinates researchers even more is the sheer size of these subglacial landscapes. Lake Vostok alone is larger than the state of Connecticut. Beneath its icy ceiling lies liquid water warmed by geothermal heat, its ecosystem shielded from outside influence for up to 20 million years. Theoretically, it could contain life forms that evolved entirely separately from anything else on Earth. Each discovery pushes us to reconsider the boundaries of biology, evolution, and survival. But there is another layer to this puzzle. Geologists studying radar scans of Antarctica have uncovered massive structures buried beneath the ice, some stretching for hundreds of miles. These anomalies do not conform to typical geological formations. Could they be the remnants of colossal impact events? Or perhaps even something artificial? Theories range from meteor craters to massive subterranean bases. Whatever the explanation, the fact remains that Antarctica is not a static continent of ice and rock. It is a dynamic, hidden world whose secrets dwarf our imagination. Adding intrigue are the strange reports of pyramidal structures discovered in the Ellsworth Mountains. Photos taken by satellite and explorers appear to show enormous triangular peaks rising from the ice, resembling pyramids. While geologists maintain these are simply natural mountains shaped by erosion and glaciers, others argue that the precision of their angles and symmetry is far too coincidental. If true, this would suggest that ancient builders once lived in Antarctica, constructing monuments that have only now re-emerged from beneath the ice. Could these pyramids be evidence of a lost civilization, or are we simply projecting patterns where none exist? The possibility of lost civilizations in Antarctica has long fascinated alternative historians. The Greek philosopher Plato wrote of Atlantis, a highly advanced society swallowed by cataclysm. Many believe that if Atlantis ever existed, Antarctica could be its final resting place, its grandeur buried beneath glaciers after a pole shift or massive climate event. Mainstream science rejects this theory, citing lack of physical evidence, but the allure of connecting Antarctica with humanity's most enduring legend remains irresistible. Yet Antarctica is not just about ancient civilizations. It may also hold answers to the future of our species. Subglacial ecosystems mirror environments on icy moons like Europa and Enceladus, where scientists suspect extraterrestrial life may exist. By studying life beneath Antarctica's ice, we gain insights into the possibility of life beyond Earth. The microbes discovered in Lake Wilkes, adapted to survive without sunlight and oxygen, prove that biology can thrive under the harshest of conditions. If life exists in Antarctica's hidden worlds, why not on distant frozen planets? But while scientists search for answers, governments appear increasingly secretive about what is being discovered. Classified research projects, military involvement, and restricted access zones all hint that more is happening than we are told. Could sensitive findings, such as evidence of ancient civilizations or advanced technology, be kept from the public eye? If the truth threatens to rewrite history or destabilize world powers, it is not difficult to imagine why such information might be suppressed. Consider the accounts of Admiral Richard Byrd once again. During his polar expeditions, Byrd claimed to have discovered vast areas of land beyond the pole, rich in resources and unlike any mapped region. Some of his statements suggest the existence of a new world, fueling endless conspiracy theories. Whether Byrd exaggerated, misinterpreted what he saw, or stumbled upon something extraordinary, the fact remains that his reports have never been fully explained. The mystery deepens when we think about the sudden international interest in Antarctica during the mid-20th century. Following World War II, Nations rushed to establish research stations, staking claims in a land supposedly devoid of value. Soon after came the Antarctic Treaty, a rare example of global cooperation that restricted military activity and tightly controlled exploration. Why would world powers, often at odds, agree so swiftly and firmly to limit access to one of the last unclaimed frontiers on Earth? Perhaps they had already found something so significant that secrecy became the only logical response. Meanwhile, nature itself keeps adding to the enigma. In 2018, scientists discovered a massive void beneath the Thwaites Glacier, roughly the size of Manhattan. The cavity had formed rapidly, as though something beneath the ice had caused an accelerated melt. Official explanations point to geothermal heat and ocean currents, but some wonder whether other factors could be at play. Could hidden geothermal activity be revealing something buried for millennia? Or could structures beneath the ice be altering the flow of meltwater? Another mystery is the Wilkes Land anomaly, gravitational anomaly, nearly 300 miles wide, detected by NASA satellites. Some scientists believe it could be the remnants of a massive asteroid impact, possibly the one that triggered the extinction of the dinosaurs. Others, however, point to the possibility of an ancient megastructure buried beneath the ice. The sheer size and density of the anomaly remain unexplained, keeping it one of Antarctica's greatest enigmas. Ultimately, what draws us to Antarctica's secrets is not just the allure of discovery, but the possibility that we are standing on the edge of revelations that could shatter the boundaries of science and history. Every discovery beneath the ice, whether it be microbes in an ancient lake, fossils of prehistoric forests, or strange geometric structures, brings us closer to answers. And yet, every answer seems to open even greater questions. Antarctica is a place of paradoxes. It is lifeless on the surface, but may teem with hidden ecosystems below. It is barren and desolate, yet potentially home to ruins that could rewrite human history. It is tightly controlled by treaties and governments, yet accessible enough to leave us tantalized with glimpses of its mysteries. Above all, it is a reminder that the Earth still holds secrets capable of humbling us, no matter how advanced we believe we have become. The lost worlds hidden beneath Antarctica's ice are not just relics of the past. They may also be keys to our future. But what happens if the truth proves too extraordinary, too disruptive, or too dangerous to reveal? That is a question humanity has yet to answer. As we draw closer to the end of our exploration of Antarctica's mysteries, one question lingers above all others. What exactly lies beneath the ice, and why are we not allowed to know the full truth? From the scientific perspective, there is little doubt that Antarctica hides extraordinary secrets. Fossilized forests, as old as 90 million years, have already been unearthed, showing that this frozen desert was once a lush, tropical paradise teeming with life. Scientists have also discovered dinosaur fossils and ancient plant life beneath the ice, proving that the continent was once connected to the supercontinent Gondwana. These finds suggest that Antarctica has witnessed cycles of cataclysm and rebirth more dramatic than almost anywhere else on Earth. If entire ecosystems could flourish here in the past, is it really unthinkable that remnants of ancient civilizations could also lie entombed, waiting to be rediscovered? The deeper question, however, is why so much information about Antarctica remains classified or restricted. For example, certain areas are off limits to all but the most carefully vetted researchers. Flights over the South Pole have been reported as restricted, with pilots claiming their instruments behave erratically near certain zones. Officially, these restrictions exist to ensure safety and preserve fragile environments, but skeptics argue that these rules serve another purpose: concealing discoveries that would challenge our understanding of human history, geology, or even extraterrestrial contact. One of the most enduring theories suggests that beneath Antarctica's ice lie advanced technologies, perhaps remnants of a civilization that predates recorded history. Legends speak of civilizations like Atlantis, Mu, or Lemuria, highly advanced societies that vanished after cataclysmic events. Could Antarctica be their final resting place? The continent's isolation makes it the perfect vault, preserving secrets for millennia until humanity was advanced enough to stumble upon them. Some even speculate that certain modern technologies may have been influenced by discoveries quietly retrieved from beneath the ice during classified expeditions. Then there are the rumors of underground bases. Conspiracy theorists claim that both governments and secret organizations maintain facilities buried within the continent. Some point to Operation Highjump in 1946-1947, where Admiral Byrd led a massive military expedition to Antarctica, only to cut it short under mysterious circumstances. Official records cite harsh weather and logistical issues, but Byrd himself hinted at encounters with a new enemy possessing capabilities far beyond our own. Was he describing hostile forces or something more extraordinary hidden beneath the ice? Antarctica's secrets also stretch into the realm of astronomy and cosmic history. The Wilkes Land anomaly, with its massive gravitational distortion, could indeed be an asteroid crater, but what if it is something else entirely? Some have suggested it could be the remains of an artificial structure, perhaps a megabase or even the wreckage of a colossal spacecraft. Though mainstream scientists dismiss such claims, the anomaly's sheer scale, stretching 300 miles wide, keeps imaginations running wild. And then there are the pyramids. While geologists insist these are merely mountains shaped by ice and erosion, the human eye cannot help but recognize patterns. The sharp, triangular formations in the Ellsworth Mountains are eerily similar to man-made pyramids found in Egypt, Mexico, and other parts of the world. Could there be a connection between ancient builders across the globe and this frozen land? If civilizations had once thrived in Antarctica before a cataclysm struck, it is not unthinkable that they would leave behind monumental structures as evidence of their presence. But the greatest mystery of all may not lie in the past, it may lie in the present. Antarctica is changing faster than anywhere else on Earth due to climate shifts. As glaciers retreat and ice shelves collapse, what else will be revealed? Already, melting ice has exposed valleys, mountain ranges, and ancient landscapes unseen for millions of years. If even fragments of a lost world emerge, they could change everything we thought we knew about human origins, global history, and even the fragility of our planet's future. Still, every revelation brings with it a troubling reality. If governments and research institutions have already uncovered secrets too great to share, then the truth may remain hidden indefinitely. The Antarctic Treaty ensures that exploration remains tightly controlled. While presented as a measure of international cooperation, it also conveniently ensures that no one nation or curious outsider can claim ownership or freely investigate the continent's most enigmatic regions. For all we know, discoveries of unimaginable significance may already have been made, locked away in vaults far from public eyes. The allure of Antarctica lies in this duality. It is both a blank canvas and a locked vault. On one hand, it inspires us with possibilities of lost worlds, ancient civilizations, and ecosystems that defy imagination. On the other, it frustrates us with barriers of secrecy, treaties, and limited access that hint at truths we may never be permitted to know. And perhaps that is the greatest mystery of all. Not what Antarctica hides beneath its ice, but why we are not allowed to fully explore it. What secrets are so profound that they must remain buried? What discoveries could so radically alter our worldview that governments across the globe have chosen silence over revelation? As viewers and seekers of truth, we are left to wonder, could Antarctica hold the key to understanding our past, our place in the universe, or even our future survival? Will melting ice eventually reveal answers that no one can conceal? Or will the secrets of this frozen land remain locked away forever, hidden beneath layers of ice thicker than skyscrapers? Until the day the ice finally gives up its secrets, Antarctica will remain humanity's final frontier of mystery, a frozen time capsule, a continent of forbidden knowledge, a place where the line between science and legend blurs, leaving us to imagine the lost worlds waiting to be revealed. So the next time you look at a map and see the vast white expanse of Antarctica, remember what you are seeing is only the surface. Beneath that frozen shield lies another world, one that may hold the greatest secrets of Earth's history, and perhaps even the key to humanity's destiny.